Hi, my name is Malak.
Hi, my name is Julia.
Welcome to our podcast.
Today, we will be discussing the different themes in Ralph Waldo Emerson's self-reliance.
The themes we'll be discussing today are society and conformity and consistency.
Born in 1803, Ralph Waldo Emerson was a transcendentalist. After finishing off education in Harvard and being prepared to be a minister like the 8 generations before him, his wife passes away, which leads him to losing belief in many central ideas that he had at the time. He then resigns from the ministry and sets off to Europe, which shocks everyone. Emerson does not conform to the main ideas in his community, and he ends up becoming a pantheist. So, Malak, my first question for you is, should you care what society thinks of you? Please explain.
Good question, Julia. I think that Emerson doesn't care what society thinks of him because he rebelled against society by doing what he wanted.
May you please elaborate on that?
Yes, for sure. For instance, in his essay, he mentions that self-reliance is its aversion. It loves not realities and creators, but names and customs. Lexical choice was clearly used in this text because aversion is a strong word because it means the complete opposite. Emerson wanted to emphasize the negative relationship between conformity and self-reliance. Moreover, Emerson sets an acerbic tone in his text to reveal the problems of self-reliance, that it's the opposite of conformity. Furthermore, the theme of society and conformity is developed in the text because Emerson conveys the importance of what self-reliance should be in society.
To add on to what Malak said, Emerson also mentions that for nonconformity, the world whips you with its displeasure. Personification can be seen in what Emerson stated. The world is whipping those who do not conform to society. Usually, we associate whipping as a sort of punishment, which clearly has negative connotations. Whipping can also be associated with slavery. Everyone is a slave to the world. Those who do not conform get punished, and those who do conform still follow what society says. This proves to the reader that the world is a harmful force and is punishing those who don't conform to society. This highlights a threatening and assertive tone, which depicts the setting as a dangerous place. As Malak stated, the theme of conformity is portrayed. Emerson believes that people should conform to society and those who do not are punished. Malak, what is your personal opinion on what Emerson is saying?
That's a good question, Julia. Actually, I feel as if the ultimate reality is that being aware and caring about others' reactions to me is perfectly acceptable, even advantageous, as long as I don't lose sight of myself. I believe people should appreciate everyone's opinions, but only our family and loved ones' comments should be seriously considered.
I completely agree with what you said. I couldn't agree more. I also believe that we should only care about the opinions of those who are close to us. However, do you have any real-life situations that can support your opinion?
Yes. For instance, high school is an adequate location where people take others' opinions very seriously. A girl could show up to school in an outfit she's so confident in, and if one student tells her otherwise, that the outfit isn't nice, she would go change in a second and listen to what others are telling her. She shouldn't be listening to what others are saying about her. Now my question to you, Julia. To be an individual, should you be consistent or inconsistent?
In Emerson's opinion, he believes that being consistent is dangerous, and he suggests that those who are consistent have dead souls. They are not open to change and are considered foolish.
Can you support this with what Emerson says in his essay?
Yes. For instance, Emerson said that a foolish consistency is the hobgoblin of little minds. Being consistent is compared to the mythical spirit, the hobgoblin. These spirits are usually associated with being spiteful and mischievous. This proves how consistency is typically shown in those with malicious little minds. This reveals a very blunt tone. Emerson does not care if he's being harsh towards those who are consistent. Furthermore, this develops the theme of consistency. The essay suggests that being consistent is wrong and that we should not be afraid to change our opinions or beliefs when better ideas come along. This message is portrayed by this metaphor, which connects consistency to a dreadful mythical spirit.
To continue on what Julia said, Emerson also says in his essay to speak what you think now in hard words, and tomorrow speak what tomorrow thinks in hard words again, though it contradict everything you said today. Obviously, parallelism can be seen in this text, which is ironic because he uses two contradicting ideas where one day he says something and the other day he says something else. But it doesn't matter if your opinion changes, which shows Emerson doesn't care about consistency. Moreover, Emerson uses a sharp tone in his text to emphasize his belief on inconsistency. As Julia stated previously, this develops the theme of consistency as it did in the last text from Emerson's essay, because it advocates that being consistent is wrong and that we should not be scared to change our minds as new beliefs or ideas emerge. So, Julia, do you happen to agree or disagree with what Emerson is saying?
I happen to disagree. I understand and acknowledge what Emerson is saying. However, to be an individual, we should have our own rules and follow morals and principles. Although, in order to follow those morals and rules, there needs to be consistency. Therefore, inconsistency does not make people foolish entirely.
Exactly. I also don't believe that people who remain consistent should be considered foolish. Do you have any real-life experiences to support this?
Yes, I do. For example, Martin Luther King Jr. proves how consistency leads to great outcomes. He fought for the African American civil rights during the 1960s. This clearly shows how he stayed consistent with his goals and morals and persevered towards success. This contradicts with Emerson's opinions because being consistent does not make you entirely foolish. It makes us principled. In conclusion, Malak, are we on the same page about our opinions and Emerson's beliefs?
Yes, actually, I do believe that we are on the same page on our opinions and beliefs.
I also wanted to add that Emerson greatly helped us connect to our ideas in real-life situations, and he opened new points of view in our lives.
Yes, especially with the fact that he believes that you shouldn't care about what society thinks of you in order to be able to rely on yourself.
Overall, Ralph Waldo Emerson's essay sets a great example of some of the central ideas we still have in our modern world today.
Yes, his essay is a great example when it comes to learning about American Romanticism.
Well, thank you everyone for listening to our podcast.
We hope you ended up learning a thing or two about American Romanticism.